Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today we're doing an update to my Burning Abyss deck. I decided to go more of the going second route for this version. I think it just plays some really powerful going second cards that can break boards, and then there's some cards in here where it still allows you to set up a pretty good board for your opponent's following turn. So it's a really fun deck, I think really consistent, really good deck, especially in this current format. Before I get into that, make sure you guys check out my Patreon. I'll put a link in the description. I have some really cool decks on there, only going to be on Patreon, exclusive to there. I just did a Crusadia Guard Dragon deck that I feel is really cool. So yeah, check that out, and we'll get right into this one. Starting off, of course, with the best Burning Abyss main deck monster, Graph. I'm not going to go in depth into all their effects, but basically when this is sent to the grave, you just special summon a Burning Abyss from your deck. And we're just playing 2 Seer in this version. Normally he's going to be a mandatory 3 of, but this isn't really like the control version, so we don't need 3 of him. 2 is just fine. When he's sent to the grave, you'll just target a Burning Abyss in your graveyard and special summon it. Play 2 Skarm. This is our searcher during the end phase. 2 Farfa. It's one of our best interruptions on our opponent's turn, because when it's sent to the grave, you just target a monster on the field and banish it until the end phase. Libic, just need 1 of. He's going to special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend type from your hand when it's sent to the grave, which we don't play as many Burning Abyss monsters in this version, so I'm just playing 1. Alec is another nice one. This one, when it's sent to the grave, target a face-up monster on the field and negate its effects. Barbar, when it's sent, you'll do some nice burn damage. And then Calcab is going to be able to return a set card to your opponent's hand, basically. And then our best normal summon with this deck is going to be, of course, Tour Guide. When it's normal summoned, you just special summon a Fiend type, so any one of your Burning Abyss. And we play 2 Fiendish Rhino Warrior. It's another pretty good normal summon because your Fiend type monsters can't be destroyed by card effect. So when it's normal summon and then you special summon a Burning Abyss, they won't be destroyed by their own effect. So you'll be able to still go into Dante pretty easily. And then also, when this card is sent to the grave, you'll be able to send any Fiend type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So basically get any of these effects off that you need. And we're playing just a small Phantom Knight engine, just the 1 Ancient Cloak and the 1 Silent Boots. That's just to allow us to set up a board for our opponent's turn, with obviously Rusty Bardich getting us some really nice negates. And then we're also, since this is a going second version, decided to go with 3 Radian, only because he's a dark, so play any kaiju you want, really. But I am playing a Lure of Darkness, so I thought play another dark target. And we're basically just using this to just get rid of any monster your opponent controls. You ideally want to open this, obviously, to just get rid of, like a Borload Savage or, any problematic monster your opponent has. And then the last card I'm playing is just 3 Effect Veiler. I just wanted a really nice generic hand trap that I can use more than once per turn if I happen to draw multiples. So that is the monsters that we're playing. For the spells, this is kind of where our power comes from, for especially going second. And I decided to go with 3 Dark Ruler No More. Your opponent takes no damage, but you're negating all the effects of your opponent's face-up monsters. So yeah, that alone is just going to help you, because this deck really doesn't do much damage anyway. So you're kind of just going to be controlling the board and getting rid of problematic monsters, basically, with this card. And another super powerful one, Super Poly, because you're going to just be able to use your opponent's monsters, and they can't activate any cards or effects in response to this. So this combination here, obviously, along with Your Kaiju, I mean, you'll pretty much break any board with opening those 3 cards. And then spells and traps there's still some problem ones out there, so Twin Twisters should be a no-brainer in this deck because discarding does not hurt this deck at all. It gets more effects off, so Twin Twisters is nice. And then our draw power, going with 3 Allure of Darkness. Most of our main deck cards are dark, so that is a nice draw card. And then we're playing also Called by the Grave. Good going first, good going second. And then Foolish Burial. Basically, any Burning Abyss effect you want to go off, that's that card. And then finally, just the 2 Fog Blade. You basically are setting one and searching one off of just making a Bardich. So, self-explanatory there. Getting a really nice monster negate for basically free. And that is the main deck. I believe we're at 42. Again, this is one of those decks where it doesn't matter too much if you're over that 40 limit because it does mill quite a bit. And so for the extra deck, it's a Burning Abyss deck, so I like to play 3. It's the way I've always played it. You know, it's possible to make all 3. Usually you're not gonna, but it's possible. And then the 1 Beatrice, of course. And then if Beatrice does get destroyed, you'll be able to special summon Dante Pilgrim for free. So that's why we play him. And then our other generic kind of rank 3 is Break Sword, just to get rid of, destroy any card your opponent controls. And then for our links, playing the 1 Cherubini. It's usually one of your first summons because you'll be able to send any Burning Abyss, basically, any level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard. Really nice, and monsters he points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. So both of those effects are just really nice. And then, of course, the Rusty Bardich. Super easy to get into with this deck. You go into like a Cherubini, and then any other dark monster, go into Phantom Knight's Rusty Bardich. And then, sticking with the theme of kind of like breaking boards, decided to go with all the destruction nightmares. So we got Phoenix, Cerberus, and then Unicorn to, again, just kind of break that board, get rid of monsters, spells, you know, whatever. And then Appaloosa is still very possible to make this. And then going second, of course, which is what we're mostly doing with this deck. A good OTK card, Boral Sword Dragon. And then 2 super polymerization targets. I go with my 2 favorites, Dragostapelia and then the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. They're just kind of the staples for super polymerization targets. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. Again, I feel like it's a very powerful card. I do want to thank Luma Pools, again, a nice little shout out for you for being a Patreon. Again, make sure you guys check that out. That will be in the description, and we'll catch you on the next one.